Upcast. We're giving you guys a quick game reaction to Florida taking down Alabama in the SEC tournament semifinal game and advancing to the SEC tournament championship game against the Tennessee Volunteers tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Um, just a quick recap of yesterday's game against Missouri. Florida got to today's game by beating the Missouri Tigers in a little sweet revenge game, 95-81. The game started out super hot for Florida. We got off to a 10-0 lead, and that was pretty much the margin for the remainder of the game as Missouri fought back. Florida did build an 18-point lead late in the game, but Missouri came back and made it a little bit more competitive than that. The second half odds were 14.5 for Florida. So if you bet for Florida to cover the second half spread, you're not happy that they called a foul on Condon there with 0.6 seconds. But that game was great because Missouri has an elite defense. They have size, and it forced a lot of Florida Gator turnovers that resulted in Missouri points. Missouri scored 11 points in the fast break and 22 points scored off of Florida turnovers. That's what kept the game close. Also rebounding. Missouri got 18 offensive rebounds to our 9. And those stats combined allowed them to shoot 68 shots in the game to our 55 shots. So anytime you get 13 more shots than your opponent, you have a little bit better of a chance to win, but we still were able to beat them because we shot 62% from the field. So the turning point in that game yesterday was Josh Gray fouling out. I think he fouled out with about 7 minutes to go, 7 minutes to go. And from then on, it was just sort of Alex Condon dominating in the paint. Josh Gray was their sort of one sort of rim protector down there that kept Condon at bay. But as soon as he fouled out of the game, Florida's entire offense opened up, and it was tough for Missouri. So we got that win, revenge. And in this game today, Alabama, let me tell you something. It was close in the first half, but Florida remains undefeated, 25-0 when they lead at the half. Florida was able to maintain a 47-45 halftime lead in this game. They then went on to outscore Alabama 57-37 in the second half. This game was also similar to the first one in that Alabama on the defensive side of the ball just dribble penetration, which opened up a lot in the lane. You saw Aberdeen getting points off of jumpers in the paint. You saw Chinyelu dominating on the glass, Condon dominating on the glass, Hauk doing what he does. And obviously, our first team All-American, Walter Clayton Jr., just again having just an incredible performance. Clayton Jr. scores 22 points, 6 of 11 from 3 in this game. Little bit of a turning point in this game was also another injury. Grant Nelson for the Tide went out. I believe it was a leg injury. And as soon as he went out, Alabama just never seemed to get their offense in rhythm. And he had 9 points in just 10 minutes of play for Alabama. So Florida sort of ran away with it there in the second half with a big run. Nate Oates refused to call a timeout when Florida got up by 10, and then immediately stretched that to 14. That was the game right there. I don't know why he didn't call a timeout there, but we're happy he didn't. Florida's performance on the glass in this game, Alabama did cut down the margin on the boards, but we did get 13 offensive rebounds to their 11, and we out rebounded them by 5. So tomorrow, guys, we take on the Tennessee Volunteers in a third time this game will have been played this season. And this is the oddest matchup ever. I mean, we beat them by 30 in Gainesville. They beat us by 20 in Knoxville. So this game is going to come down to who wants it more. This is now your third game in 48 hours for both of these teams. So the Florida depth is definitely going to help. Tennessee, I want to see Tennessee does not really play as many guys as we do. They play 8 guys. 6 guys are really their core. When you have Gainey coming off the bench, Cade Phillips and Dubar does give them almost 20 minutes a game coming off the bench there. The last game we played these guys was in Knoxville. They beat us by 20. The difference in that game, I think, was it was a very similar game to the first game, except it was reversed. We just looked, it was our worst shooting game of the year. We did not play well on the glass. Walter Clayton Jr. sprained his ankle in the first half, so he was not 100% trying to give it a go. He was very, very slow. And Tennessee actually had Zakai Ziegler and Igor Milicic out in that game. But the reality is that made the matchup tougher for us because they brought in Gainey and Dubar off the bench, who are a little bit more of a physical matchup for us in preventing Florida from getting into the paint. And so with Milicic and Ziegler there, maybe we have a little bit better of an offensive showing. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this game goes. If this game is a slow pace, we can't score, we can't make any shots, our legs are tired. That's exactly the kind of game that Tennessee wants, and Tennessee will probably beat us if that's the case. But if this is a game where we can come out firing, making shots, and getting on the glass and beating Tennessee to loose balls, that's how we won the first game. We out-rebounded them by, I think, almost 20 rebounds. We punked them on the glass. We were more physical at the rim. And they were sort of like us in the second game. They just uncharacteristically missed a lot of shots that I do not think they're going to miss this game. So I do think this game will be close. This is going to be a game where 5 points, a 5-point lead is kind of like a 10-point lead, right? Because Tennessee's defense is really going to make that the case. And I don't think Tennessee necessarily has the firepower like an Alabama or an Auburn or a Kentucky to all of a sudden erase a 5-point lead and make it a 10-point lead. So that's what it's going to come down to. This game's going to be physical in the paint and decided at the rim. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in this game. I'm really excited that the Gators are in the SEC tournament final. And remember, guys, every time Florida's won the national championship, people are saying, we're the best team, we're the best. Every time we've won the national championship, we have won the SEC tournament. In fact, the last 3 times that we've made the Final Four, we've won the SEC tournament. So this is a very important game for us. We need to take it seriously. Tennessee is a really good team. They are a very efficient offensive team, but they are elite on the defensive end. We've played really good defenses in the last several games, and we're on a scoring high streak. I don't think we've scored 89 points is the fewest points that we've scored the last 5 games. We scored 99 against Bama, 89 against Texas A&M, which was our low, 90 against Ole Miss, 95 against Missouri, 102 today against Alabama. So we're a high-scoring team. The ball has to go through the net for us to feel good about ourselves on the defensive end. And I think that's going to happen. I'm pulling for us. I think we're going to get it done. And I think we're going to take home the SEC championship tomorrow in Nashville. But regardless, we'll be back giving you a reaction on Monday on Swampcast. Like and subscribe. Let us know if you want us to say anything in particular about our team. But we're proud of our team. We're proud of our Gators and hoping we can